Hello everyone, welcome to the setup guide on how to set up your Gateway 3DS flash card. It's pretty easy. Basically just download the package called Gateway Release 1.0. In the description box I'll put a link to it. And yeah, at the time of making this it's still on version 1.0, which only works on 3DS firmware 4.1 through 4.5, but they'll soon release a package that works for 5.x up to 6.x. And if I wouldn't recommend updating to 6.2, which is the latest version of the 3DS firmware as of now, because the Gateway team doesn't recommend it because it might make the flash card not work anymore. So after you download this, it's a zip file that is 19 megabytes, so since it's a zip, you extract it somewhere on your computer and you're going to get this folder. And inside of this folder is going to be several files, and I'll explain to you what each of them is for. This folder, called BlueCard, which runs on the R4i file system, includes all these files that you're going to put on your microSD card. This Gateway release folder includes the launcher.dat file that you're going to put on your 3DS's SD card. And these are quick start and user guide. The quick start is just an image that gives you an idea, an overview of what you have to do, and this goes more in depth. I'll show you them. First, the user guide. It gives you step-by-step instructions on how to set it up, and at the bottom it gives you some troubleshooting tips. And I'll be guiding you through the process in this video. So yeah, this is a quick start guide, which gives you a simple diagram. Like I said, you get all the R4i files and put them into a microSD card that is formatted to FAT32, which mine already is, and you put it in the blue flash card that comes included with the Gateway. And you gotta repeat this every time you want to run, or this is the first step you have to do. And when you want to run DS ROMs, DS games, you have to do this step. Also, you have to have the launcher.dat file on your SD card for your 3DS. And this is an Excel, but I have a regular DS and it still works. For Gateway mode, this is what you have to, after you do this step, you can move on to this. And this is how you access Gateway mode. You go to the settings, the other settings, the profile, and the DS profile, and after 5 seconds, it'll reboot, and you'll be able to play your 3DS ROMs from your white Gateway flash card. And this is how you get 3DS ROMs onto your white flash card. I'll be putting this link in the description as well. So yeah, once you have your microSD card in an adapter, put it into your computer, and this is mine. I already have the files on there because I've done this before. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna delete them and redo it all. Yeah. You go into this BlueCard R4i folder, and you drag all the files in it onto your microSD card. And once that's done, you take your adapter out and you put your 3DS's SD card in your computer. And yeah, this is already have that, but you go into this Gateway release folder and move the launcher.dat file, and that's pretty much it for setting up the file for the first time. I'm going to be moving on to actually installing it on the 3DS. So So yeah, this is the 3DS part of the setup. I have the SD card that I set up inside of my 3DS right now, and I have the micro SD card that I prepared in, I don't know if you can see, but it's in there. Yeah, it's in the blue gateway. And you just put this in your 3DS like that. And it's gonna have this game, but it's really the gateway flashcard. And you're gonna run, you can play the game, and it's gonna give you this, yeah. It's gonna give you this. This is basically a DS flashcard, so you could play your DS ROMs on it as well. And every time you want to go into DS mode, like play your DS games, you're gonna have to redo this step every time you want to be in DS mode. But on the flashcard right now is a gateway installer that you're going to install. It says press A to install. So yeah, and it's gonna, yep. That's the first step. The second step is you have to make sure your DS flashcard is in your DS 3DS SD card is in your 3DS, and you're going to go into your settings. Once you've made sure it's in the SD cards in your 3DS with the launcher.dat file, go into settings, other settings, profile, DS profile, and you have to wait about 5 seconds, and yeah, your DS will restart. And you have to repeat that step every time you want to go into gateway mode. So the next step is to prepare micro SD cards for the gateway card, this one, so you can play your 3DS ROMs, and I'll be going back to the computer for that. Now for putting the 3DS ROM on your micro SD card. Make sure your micro SD card is inserted into your computer, and in the user guide there's a link to a program you will need to write 3DS ROMs, and here's the link. This link, I'll be putting it in the description, and the program is called Win32 Disk Imager, and it comes in a RAR. Well, it comes in a zip file, and it's 5 megabytes. And after you extract it, this is what will be inside the folder. And this is the program itself, so you run it, and you have to make sure your SD card drive letter is selected from the device drop-down menu. And to make sure what letter yours is once you have your SD card inserted, you look and it says letter, mine is G, and I have it selected. And you download a ROM somewhere, and 3DS ROM of course, and I have Professor Layton, Mask of Miracle. And you click on the folder, you go to wherever you have your ROM saved, and in the files of type you select the little period so it'll show up, and here is mine. Click open, and last step is just to click write. You have to click yes and just wait for it to write to your micro SD card. After this, you'll just put your micro SD card into your white. Make sure it's in gateway mode. Into your white flashcard, make sure it's in gateway mode. doing the steps that we did previously, the settings and profile, and yeah, I'll be showing you that right now. Now for putting the gateway flashcard in your DS to test out the ROM. The SD card is inside, and make sure your DS is in gateway mode, as I've said, so this will work. And there you go. An interesting thing about saving with the flashcard is that you can press the home and close the game out, and it'll make a save file with the extension .sav on your SD card. So even if you replace your game with another one, you still have your saves back up onto saves here. So yeah, I'll be testing out more games, and I'll be making a review soon and be posting that in the coming days after I get my thoughts organized. So